just take a moment and enjoy this. Good time zone, everybody. Welcome back to ZSR and another Majora's Mask Randomizer. This is Murmy versus FifthWhammy. I've got Fox. I've got G to talk. I got Jai to help me track. This is Tomaltak, your restreamer. I'm going to hand it off to our commentators, and we'll get going here shortly.
All right. Hello. Happy time zone, everybody. Hope you're enjoying. We've got S6, baby. We've got Murmy versus FifthWhammy. Fox, you got anything that you're looking for today specifically? Anything with the seed, with the racers?
I'm still looking for either Andrew and Cafe or like Snowhead, Great Bay, or Akana Ferry required.
I would love to see Andrew and Cafe. I feel like somebody says that every restream that I either watch or VOD watch, and I don't know if we've seen it yet. I'm assuming we haven't just because people keep asking for it. So I'm really open for that too. Icona Fairy would be really funny. What can Icona Fairy even like have? Like fire arrows and like mirror? Like
Friars, Mirror Captains.
oh yeah. That would be really fun. But yeah, just a quick S6 overview. So we've got Murmy the 15th seed versus Fifth the 18th seed. So just based on seeding, it'd be a close match. But honestly, from what I know from both of these runners, they are at a pretty similar experience and skill level. So I'm really excited to watch this. And the winner of this will go on to the next round to face off against 3, 2, 1 spoiler in case you didn't watch the other match. Boo, who beat the only one Booger Cloud. And the loser will go on to losers, since it is double elimination, just in case anybody didn't know about that. Yeah, now that that's over with, we've got the seed starting. Let's go! Alright, so we saw Sniffa on the ledge. So
An ice arrow on
Sniffa.
Cafe's face.
Nice. Something green on his neck, maybe? I could not tell what was there.
That's a magic.
Okay.
Okay, so we got loaded laundry pool. Are we just gonna get the hint, or are we not gonna get a hint for that?
Eventually we will see it, I'm sure. But yeah, anyways, welcome in everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces coming in now. So yeah, that ice arrow, that magic. And then we've got a gilded here. Both runners
Small
picking it up.
chest.
Well, not quite the letter we were hoping for after the little juicy spot we saw there in Laundry Pool, but good enough. Hopefully
And we have divergent openers. We got a fairy opener for Murmy. And FifthWhammy's doing a south opener.
Yeah, definitely. At least from what I've seen, is like the two most typical owners for the last 3-4 years. We definitely are not terribly surprised by it, but it is nice to see the divergent. See how one plays over the other. Shell, Cafe's neck was magic. So Cafe's holding a lot of goods today. Guess he was stealing more than just Andrew's heart today. Got $100 in the tree in North Clocktown. That's really nice. And just missing Tingle there, unfortunately, for Murmy. Hopefully they're able to get him on the next swing.
So where do you want Litter to Cafe to be?
Somewhere evil. 100% somewhere evil. Because magic and...
So you're saying GBT then?
That would be a really evil one. Just because you would never think of the order. Hookshot and Goron Mask. Holy crow. And Butler is dead. Sad. Okay, that's a pretty incredible start.
This is out of logic.
Yep, so we definitely have to find... Ooh, East
Clocktown was...
That was Woodfall, right? Not Temple? Oh, well, there's... nice confirmation. Oh, and a sword on aliens. We're not seeing that.
How many was East Clocktown?
2, I believe.
Looks like 5th March 3.
Huh. Well, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, definitely need to see Projectile to get that hook shot. Because you can't just slash him. That's not logical. Oh, breaking the stick. No broken stick, just like no stick. There's
And a fire arrow.
What was the other location we saw? We saw Woodfall Temple, Foolish Except Song, the one Woodfall important count, and the 2 in East Clocktown. I thought it was 2, but honestly, I have no idea. ECTM Woodfall.
Yeah, East Clocktown 3 and Woodfall 1.
It was 3, okay. I'm just blind. There we go.
Fifth went through the hint very quickly, so I wasn't sure. Woodfall Great Fairy Dead. Well, that was kind of expected given the hint, so that's not really helpful.
Ranch Sisters Duke.
Yes.
Terminal. Yeah, you've got it right, Tumbletalk.
Beavers has a not required bow. Not required bow.
I do suppose that makes some sense.
If we find Zora like as our Sphere Zero logic, it will be just available.
Right. So not only is it something to think about to get it, but it also means that another bow is probably not in a terrible spot. And I say probably. It's very hard probably. Bean. Beaver bow. Fifth doing horse race early. I think this is one of the first times I've ever gotten to commentate Fifth, so I just wanted to say thank God Fifth is doing horse race, because the first time I ever watched FifthWhammy on a live... Good lord, I said that wrong. FifthWhammy on a live race, they skipped horse race and lost. And I'll never forget it. He's a very awesome runner. I'm just making fun of him because it's funny. Very wonderful person. Love you, Fifth. Do we gotta get those Sphere Zero checks out of the way. You never know. This could have something. It was a double DNF, actually. Oh, was it? Am I misremembering the race? I just remember missing horse race and was, like, absolutely going to win.
Postman has nothing. So that's not for count for East Clocktown.
Yep. Totally understandable to do a horse race first. Get it out of the way.
There were like a couple races where in that mystery tournament where just people like just forgot like some pot and it had something major or some fairy. So I just don't remember which one that's referring to.
Yeah, I think the one that I'm referring to was either a Zegs or S5. That's a bottle on Mom in the mayor's office.
Yeah, that's most likely one of the 3 items out of East Clocktown.
And it's definitely useful. The horse. I am not doing a lowest voice right now. But just pretend I am. I'm mostly just not doing that because I'm lazy. Oh, well, speaking of important things here, this could be something. Oh, and it is.
Oh.
Lame. Boo.
Murmy's turning this in right away. I honestly... I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I definitely think that there is plenty of reason not to do it, because by the time that you need Magic and Ice Arrow, you could reasonably have done a majority of your first cycle Sphere Zeros. And it's not like there's a ton of prog to push with Ice Arrows and Magic, it's just like knowing where that would open logically, but it's also getting it out of the way, being able to route it through. So I think it makes sense. But But yeah, I guess we'll have to see if Granny's a punish. That's another thing that could possibly happen. Although at this rate, likely not. Let's see. Tingle projectile lock? Yes, so that hook is not first projectile. So technically it's out of logic, but...
And the
I had a
Goron
pretty
mask.
good feeling. Yeah, right. Because Goron was the 40 purchase. But,
So we found most likely 2 out of our 3 for the count in East Clocktown. So the bottle and the
the cafe, yeah.
letter to cafe.
And Fifth winning the race by picking up Sniffa. That's a GG, everyone. No, I'm just kidding. And it looks like maybe Fifth turning in Letter to Cafe as well, so no difference between the runners on that aspect of this first cycle. So at the moment, it's just Fifth has cleared more of the South Field, and Murmy's gotten North Clocktown stuff. Yeah, so I guess very interesting. Not quite what I expected out of this, but hey, I mean, taking magic and elementals early, I guess. Definitely don't blame the runners. Asking for A and K. Probably everybody, but specifically Fox.
Axel, we don't have to assume that. There could just be 2 bows available.
Yeah, it just sounds like Bo is early, whether it's Zora locked or not. That's what it sounds like to me, at least. Way too much GBT stuff early. You know what? Yeah, it does kind of feel like that. We've also got a bottle, so if we make our way out west, have enough stuff, can we check an egg soon, maybe?
And
Dumb
a bomb
question, but
bag.
we do need Sora to check egg, right? Play the guitar, can you just play, like, Ocarina?
Did Murray just straight up skip getting that bomb bag on Guru?
I believe so? I don't think they
Okay.
I would have, honestly, I blinked and missed it kind of thing when they started doing the Litter Cafe checks. I kind of figured they'd route in Guru at the same time the way that Fifth is.
Yeah, that's not a... I think that's like kind of a like autopilot thing.
Yeah, that does seem more like they were just trying to go right for Letter to Cafe and either just forgot about it or just like the idea was just like, I'm just gonna get it and go along with my day, which is maybe what they're doing now that they're cycling fully. So that's kind of what I would guess instead. Maybe they didn't forget. Not really blending it into their clear at all, literally just getting it out of the way, getting it off their mind. Specs for Gutskis. Forgetski. Oopsie whoopsie. But yeah, now that Cafe's handed out almost all of the goods, I'm curious to see where our runners will kind of continue the rest of their early game clear. We've got good lord, Murmy Vaporeon. I don't know what name they prefer. This is my fault. Going to night 1, so hopefully remembering Guru on their way here through West Clocktown and not seeing anything in the bomb shot there. I believe we did see that on Fifth side, but I wasn't looking too hard, so.
Of note, the bomb bag does open Honey and Darling.
Yes, good point. We are still down in IC there, so we shall see what we get. Honey and Darling could have something. I suppose anywhere could have something. Except for Wolfall Temple today.
Okay,
so.
alright. Murray definitely did realize it, so not a big issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they forgot. I think they just routed around it, which I guess is a little strange, but it probably isn't losing them too much time. Just
Yeah, it's a small time loss. It's just
yeah.
You should still be. You can still do Guru Guru on night 2. So that's the thing I was confused about.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess it is surprising that they just didn't go for it. Maybe they didn't know that? I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, it is definitely a small time loss, so I'm kind of just like, probably won't matter. But at the same time, small time losses are oftentimes some of the things that can decide races. When too many of them pile up at once, we become big. Many small equal big. If your teachers didn't tell you that in math class, I'm telling it to you now, and trust me, I'm a mathematician. Tree Scar give down. Goron Race holds a Forg. I bet that frog wants to be rescued.
For the record, in case anybody isn't aware, the frog choir reward is never on. It's always junked. So,
yeah,
like, picking up the frogs is not going to be expected.
Ooh, lens. Yeah, it's just the froggy, the Dongero, saying hi to the froggies that are shuffled. Hence why the frog is in the pool. Does that mean Shiro the Hero is available? Why, yes.
It's out of logic because this hookshot is out of logic.
Yes, we still don't have a projectile to get to that tree. But available, yes. And likely in logic too, but we do not know where our projectiles are. So we will hold on that for now. It'd be really funny if we saw a bow in the observatory here in 5th screen.
Yeah, there's the options are bow, Deku, or Zora at this point for logic here.
Right. Yeah, bow makes a lot of sense. Beaver. Well, it's arrows, not a bow. I was close. And then yeah, Zora could literally just show up and then same thing. And by 5th, I assume the hideout is wood. Yeah, 5th would have just gotten it because 5th has bombs. 5th peeked it, it was nothing. I don't recognize this song on 5th's side, but it's kind of good. Did a little dancey dance here. Let's see what we get for a hint here. Maybe something new? You could do a game. But archery's FD. Boo. No big man and no sword upgrade. Boo.
Nobody's getting that today.
Yep. Slowly but surely approaching crappy combat seed. Hopefully the girlfriend sword appears.
Boat archery was Fierce Dude's mask. That was what was hinted.
Go on, race dupe. And I think this is our first Dodongo Grotto, right? I know we saw Murmy in North Termina earlier, but I don't know if they actually went through and did Dodongos in their North Field clear. Oh. Nice. 5th getting one of the kills there. No combat cows today.
Now just imagine there are two swords and they're still combat cows.
Be awesome. Goron punch from Murmy, nice and quick. Doesn't have to break a poor stick. Sticks have feelings, right? Probably.
Well, you get a. I forgot you get a sword for saving them. So,
yeah.
it would have to be at GFS and then the other sword.
On the ranch cows that are shuffled, yeah. Would be really fun, and then there's like a third bow or something. You put the second magic meter on one of them, a sword and a bow, and you've got a little RPG party of cows sitting in Romani Ranch. Oh, and I really love making use of this OBS entry for Murmy here. Much nicer than having to go through the sewers. We'll still want to peek the East Clocktown the hideout chest at some point, just to make sure, but definitely very nice routing. I'm sure Fifth will find North Clocktown Tingle soon. And of course Fire Arrow. But yeah. I'm sure this won't matter, but out of curiosity, does anyone remember if the Fire Arrows were the Transformation Fairy? Is that a mountain title?
Human Fairy.
Oh my god.
Also, that's
okay.
I actually hope there's Zora Hall Foolish, because that trade is definitely going to be something they're not going to go back for a very long time.
Yep. And knowing that it's Human Fairy, yeah, I imagine Fifth will be perfectly fine in North. Although I assume they would be anyways. Did that in one of the weeklies. Oh, wait, what did Fifth do? I forgot what was said, honestly.
Oh, the probably go back for the trade that I just mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I think I remember that one. Ooh. That probably was the last time I was calming for something, or just around when Fifth was... Yeah, that was... Ugh. Yeah, getting Human Fairy Fires, and then hopefully going for North Clocktown here.
Not going to be able to, because the Tingle is not there at night.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Having to do that next cycle. But
we have found both beans in the pool, and they're both Sphere 0.
Bean. Huh. Now I'm double thinking about your question, GG. I'm gonna guess that it's still gonna be at the beginning of the next cycle, just because he walked right by it and probably sat there and looked at it in his head. But yeah, nice wallet. That wallet, excuse me, was nice and available. So Rip Sniffa question mark? They're going for the... Yeah, I'm hoping Fifth checks it just like right at the beginning of the next cycle. Especially because Hook's there, it's gonna feel pretty bad if he doesn't.
It's gonna get Skull Pit done.
Yep. Got some bombs to throw at him. Fifth screaming is throwing the bomb. Eat this!
That wall is just a Sphere 0 check. There's nothing that opened it, per se. It's literally just available. And we got
what's it called? Big bomb bag, right?
Yeah, it was big bomb bag.
Also for paper shell, and also just in case this becomes relevant somehow, some way. Well, it can't. We just checked toilet paper. Literally, Cafe was just sitting in East Clocktown, waiting for us. It was normal. Okay. Nothing on Honey and Darling. I was hoping Letter to Cafe would be cursed too. I'm really disappointed that it just was there. Especially because it's a low prog set of 2 items. It could have just been really nasty.
I'm starting to think that that we've got some silliness going on, and we might have just like potentially like Deku on ranch chest or something.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, but we still have Day 2 Woods. We checked staff room, right?
Well,
Fifth checked
Fifth
that? Yeah, Fifth checked that.
Played song or double time right away. I don't know when he's gonna do a plot town single.
Yeah, that's interesting. Is there something... Oh, I guess he never did this. First projectile on Cape Grotto. That is absolutely also possible. That would be really nasty for Fifth if Fifth doesn't go and get that hook soon, because then routing that in is gonna freaking suck. But I guess either way, it's kind of a... Is this cringe swim? We've also got Graveyard Grotto. But I feel like...
1 frame
Yep.
too early on that, so that's the exit re-enter, because he's got no
Unfortunate.
extra rupees.
Yeah, it's gotta feel bad. Hopefully it doesn't get him down too much, though. And go on check, even though it's out of logic. I mean, it makes sense, too. It's probably going to be in logic soon. I mean, it kind of has to be.
It has to, yeah. There's really not much that wouldn't just open one off the bat. And that was...
failing again. Oof.
Yeah, you definitely go Mystery Woods now. Like, there's no reason to.
Yeah, at this point, there is no reason to skip it. And then, yeah, I wager one of our 2 out of the way bomb grottos just would be a later locate check for these 2 runners once they get everything else going. Iconic Canyon has 0 important items. Well, some of the dreams are dead. Many of the dreams are dead.
We
Actually,
get an ocean gate.
There's an
Of course
ocean
we do.
gate. Are you kidding me? It's not even toilet paper. I think they both I don't know if Murmy checked it, actually, so that might be their
I don't think Murmy checked.
That'll be their toilet paper. That's probably pretty nice, but that's still mean. First projectile on Zora Ledge. Do we need Zora logically to go to Hall in these settings, or is Cringe Swim more logical?
You need
Or is it...
you need Zora to logically get to Zora Hall.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Zora and Deku are needed for it, so you'd have a projectile anyway.
Right. And then also, even if it was the GBC ledge, we need projectile to get the hook. Logically.
Oh, there's a chest here.
Is that logic? Yeah, it's pretty easy to forget sometimes just because Tingle is like 2 of the first checks some people check.
Double defense.
Double D. Very nice. Makes the low combat scenario we're in right now feel a bit better. Hated, yeah. Very easily could have just been a bow, but no, game. Now double defense is pretty nice here. Doing some swimming. Is there a book of logic? You know, I often wonder this for myself. What would be the best, like, logic resource? Oh, Keaton mask. God, I feel like I'm the worst person to ask this question to, because if most of my understanding of logic is just watching other people and having them explain it to me because they've been playing longer and or just know. Which is terrible, but I'll mention it anyway.
It's a very much a learn by doing thing.
Yeah, that too. Just the more you play, the more you watch, the more you learn. Looking for people who share
For
the most
me is
information.
not going for the Keaton boast check right away, but I don't know if they've gone
They
to the
might be.
ranch area.
Yeah, I don't believe they've gone to Milk Road yet, so they might just be riding it in with that. Actually, I'm pretty sure they haven't gone to Milk Road.
So there's a sword, so we're not like fully on
Yay!
bad combat for this seed.
Gonna do P-Hat and then get the rest of the hints here that they might have missed. Maybe check the underwater, peek it, and then head to, what's it called? Milk Road. Because they still have to do horse race, I believe. Then check everything there. Might do Keaton. We've got 5th going for Cave Grotto.
If you have Goron, you have you never have bad combat, said in chat. I think that is a bold claim to make.
I think it definitely makes a lot of fights extremely possible, but there's also some scenarios where you can still get your Goron shit rocked.
Dampes,
That's nothing. Cape Peak? I can't see a gosh darn thing. But yeah, anyways, if this Cape Grotto play for 5th is something, KT Bean wins all the money. Dat. That is true. Nothing in Cave Grotto. Graveyard Grotto, I swear to God. Like... That was not the entry.
That's a little unfortunate.
No, it's how logic, but I still think.
There's Zora.
Huh. Is that on the Milk Road Tingle? Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of logic everything right now. Great.
There's just gonna be a bow in goddamn Graveyard Grotto, isn't there? Like, there doesn't have to
Right
be.
now we have we have Keaton Quiz, Ranch
we have
Chest,
Keaton
and
Quiz.
Graveyard Grotto, and that's it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because we just cleared Swamp entirely, and that's all we got was the Keaton. Yeah, we literally just have 3 places left. That's so cute.
We have seen Gorm in the race already.
404 logic not found.
Oh, I'm forgetting that the Bank 2 is technically in play. I don't know if Murmy has completed Bank 2.
Oh yeah, because we did get that wallet just on the bomb bag purchase, so yeah. We have seen Bank 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Shell, actually a really good point. Unless we see anybody go to ranch and just grab bow there, if it's there, then yeah. Me personally, I'd just
still
skip the
worth
Graveyard
look
Grotto
because
for Keeper's Bow.
I wouldn't
That could
do
be
that
fun.
personally because it's either Bo or Deku, so I would not take the chance of missing Deku if it's first logical progression.
Oh, that's a good point. I have been saying Bo repeatedly, yes, we have not gotten any Deku information. And hopefully we see what's on Keaton here and it just clears everything up. But...
Mermaid needs to go to North Clocktown to do that because they failed the quiz there. You can only do it like once at each location per cycle.
Seahorses has a red ruby. And yeah. Keaton is, Milk Road Keaton is not very happy with Murmy right now. I don't blame them. How could you not know the right number of cows? I don't know the right number of cows.
They were both on Tingle Chess. The cow figurine question, there are 10 cow figurines. Great Big Host, Foolish But Song.
Okay. We will be turning in some eggies here, it seems. That actually helps Murmy out a little bit here, just because they haven't done the west push yet, so that's another couple of locations for them to avoid. Here's the big chest in the ranch. That's Deku. Very good call.
I mean, we saw a couple beans, man. Like...
Yeah. Beans! And that's all 3 transforms for Murmy. 2 elementals and a hook.
There's no Wasp Bean because both beans were available, but the bottle, I think, at this point is 2 stars. Unless if Graveyard Grotto has another bottle, that bottle that we got on Madame Aroma is required, logically. And so, that means every other bottle can be in a foolish location at this point. Romani Ranch 1!
Wow, are you kidding me? Staring at the hint. Yep! Axel, to answer your question, I may be a cow enjoyer, but I can't count. That's my problem.
Hi Zoe, Tingle has 3 major items. That's it. And our logic is Deku plus magic to get all of them.
Rich. Why did 2 people think of it? That's awesome. Oh yeah, good point, KTV. It is a great hint. It's just like the slap in the face because it's like, oh, well, but yeah. Now, definitely the question is, do you do beavers? And me personally, I do beavers here, but that depends. I probably don't push beavers. I probably just do it if I'm starting to run out of nice bow spots that route along. Anyways, there's our second letter to Mama check, possibly useful here. Also, midnight meeting available.
Where was letter to Mama again?
It was South Clocktown chest, right? Straw Roof?
Right. That's where it was. So that's it.
Need a lone bean. I think.
Oh, we had 2 both beans. So Terma Field, Pillar Grotto, and then the old lady. Saving the old lady in North Clocktown with both were beans.
We had the beans to get the Deku. Holy logic. But yeah, I think everything's just in logic right now.
Yes.
Bombs transforms, the elementals, and the hook, meaning bow, is also in logic. We just don't know where quicker ones might be. But yeah. Not the DK64randomizer.com bean, but it is a bean. Bird up. We'd love to bean. Yeah, definitely very surprising. This is starting. It's already been at this point for me, but it's
I
starting.
need
to
to double check that hint. I don't know if like Murray doesn't have the like a hint tracker, what like with gossip stones or anything. But I thought it really did say Great Big Coast Foolish minus song, so I don't know
I also thought
why
it
we're
did.
doing checks in here.
I believe chat also said something similar. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I figured maybe just checking to see for niceties because it's on the way.
Yeah, unless it's
No fish.
okay, drop the fish, just remember. Alright,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Which is unfortunate because that is where the Razor Sword was. But yeah, now remembers. Goodbye fish to the ocean with you. And he's dropping it forward to Eggies. Do we have Eggies here? Nope, we have fairies.
Oh dear. Okay, this might be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, because I mean we just have eggs available, so.
So again, I'm going to mention this a second time. If it happens to be the case that it was just required beam logic, meaning Graveyard Grotto doesn't have anything extra or anything. Every other bottle here is 0 stars, so they can be in foolish locations.
Oh boy. Can't do eggs like yeah, but eventually we may be looking at a bad eggs here. But definitely can't do eggs right now. Probably couldn't even do eggs with, well, maybe with enough bottles, but either way.
I mean, like, they can do eggs right now. It's just doing it with one bottle is not something a lot of people want to do.
Yeah, it sounds like an invert and pray, and even then, I don't trust myself to get it done in 8 hours. With one bottle. That's tough.
The other way is, like, just to clarify, Spec, if there's a bow in Graveyard Grotto, then there could be, then there's not, this situation won't happen. But otherwise, like, the only one that couldn't be, like, 0 stars if gold dust is required for something.
Did Murmy finish checking Keaton? Did they go back for that in a different location?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, so if Bo's there or Graveyard Grotto, I mean, we might not have to worry as much about the beans and the bottles, but Fox, I would bet anything that you're right and the situation we're in now, and that's just gross. The bottles just, ugh. Not funny game. Bottle! Yippee!
Okay, well, now we don't really have to worry about much, but yeah.
Got some good milk there. Our first presumably bottle. I kind of hope we never find out if this is a bottle lock bottle problem. But it is fun. So yeah, getting Cape here, probably gonna get the Hall Owl and then be able to get the Clock Tower Roof for Murmy or whatever else they might want to route in, depending on what they have or don't.
Up. We're getting the bow from Beavers right away.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think there's a world where you don't need to do this just because you have stuff out west that you can do to get possibly a more convenient bow. Like, it could just be PF. You just take the Beaver's Bow. I don't think you need to. I think it could be faster to just put it off for a little while and just do other checks that are progression.
You can also, like, this is technically is, but with the way Murmy did it, I wasn't entirely sure about the decision making to get the light check done first, you know?
Yep.
Because you can always like peek it using a bow, and if you wanted this bow, you can just get it first.
I didn't even think of that. And you're losing time. You totally could lose time, but I feel like the prospect of, like, let's say gaining time by going to something like PFI, PFS, and getting a bow along the way sounds a lot more A, likely, and B, like, more routable than gaining time by doing this, and which would be by extension not losing time to just not having a bow and going somewhere else.
Oh, speaking of nonsense that could occur, imagine
Oh, no.
that it actually is healing to get the alternate bow from eggs.
Gross. Yeah, I will say, I don't think getting the bow here is bad. I think that what you're saying makes perfect sense. I'm just saying something else. There's plenty of dumb crap that could happen, and that bow could actually be the thing that gives Murmy an advantage. Or more of an advantage. Totally makes sense. I think going for that bow makes sense.
We do not need a bow for eggs. You can use Deku and plus magic to do it. So we were able to do eggs already.
You could shoot
At
the
least
little
from
bubble at
Murmy's
the nest.
point of view.
I'm assuming that's the part of eggs that would be referenced for that.
That said, if you find healing somewhere, then eggs is pretty much guaranteed required at this point. So there's
Right.
once you see that, just go and do it.
Didn't know you can knock down the hive. I didn't either for a long time. I saw someone do it on a race, and I thought that's the coolest fucking thing. I love that. Snot bomb the bees. Sounds like a crappy tagline. But yeah, we saw 5th Keaton earlier. Was a piece of heart, so...
A question from Tomatalk. Does GBT foolish by song make eggs required? It makes it likely, but it's entirely possible it can be bait healing for a bow on Kamaru or something. I'm like that's entirely possible, but unlikely of a situation to occur. It's something that can happen. And
I remember we talked about this in a previous race. The way that song foolishes work isn't necessarily that the song has to be important. It's specifically that it's just not foolish, right?
The way it says it here is it's one important song, so it doesn't mean it has to be required.
Right. So yeah, Specking is a good point. Like FD is one of those things where it could have just been like locked by healing, and that would have fulfilled the song foolish hint, right? Obviously, in this case, because FD's not there, it doesn't matter. But yeah. Should eliminate storms being.
In this situation, it eliminates it because it was a beam lock for Deku. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of get it, the Bombers play here, considering how dense the more plot town area has been, just unhinted.
Yeah, I think it's still makes enough sense to be efficient in clearing right now. I think definitely can see the argument, and honestly probably personally would be more prog pushing right now, just because you've got such an absurd amount of items that it almost feels like the mid-game came early today, but yeah. Regardless, we do have Murmy doing more Clocktown stuff right now. So we shall make of it with what we've got. Fifth getting a piece of heart from Mr. Bean. Bean Daddy.
Bird up.
It is definitely to see the interesting differences in routing between the two runners, but I will say this North Cloudtown Tingle skip, and therefore the Milk Road Tingle skip, is becoming an absurdly punishing factor for Fifth. I don't know if it's because they're following logic or not, but either way, it's getting rough.
There's another bottle, by the way.
Hell yeah, and it's milk! It's a good bottle. So yeah, that is 3 bottles available, and 3 bottles that I kind of assume the runners will have for eggs, so that's nice. They can one-trip PR. Good for them. Fifth tripped. Uh-oh. Are we picking up their oath now? See what the monkeys got for us today. Never mind. Tripped again.
Just having trouble just getting onto the platform. You just want to side hop or backflip to it.
Yeah, I always side hopped because I never trusted doing what Fifth just did. Opting to wait, not wanting to try to miss the ledge there. So yeah, now that Murmy's 2 cycles in, does have a majority of the items and checks completed, it does feel like they are going to lean towards progression here. As to what order or how clear heavy they are, we've got Gormal Lullaby on Monkey Tongue. It's very interesting to see. Will they go north? Deku Palace? I hope they go Deku Palace first, because that is kind of just free clear, and you've also got the Woodfall important. And even though the item is probably not going to come in handy just yet, or even for a little while, it's something that I've thought of is maybe getting the important item early, just so you have the thinking time in case it's ambiguous. Or it's just light arrows and eye roll.
Now that I think about it, if it so happens that this 3rd item in East Clocktown is an Icona mask or something, and then Woodfall's just lights, it's a possibility that this is that this would technically be no mode if the song items are nothing.
Right, because we could just have BBW, Elder, and Eggs as our last remaining dungeon and songs, and then we're just done. Which is kind of why I think that...
Never mind.
Oh, there's Captain's Hat. Okay, cute. Well, anyways, the idea was there. Yeah. I mean, it made sense. I think it also plays into the, kind of idea of, let's get the bow from Beavers and just screw everything else. But, yeah. We will see what Fifth does, because Fifth still does not have their bow, so once they start picking up their items, will they choose to do the Beavers one, or will they try to route in an unknown bow along the way? My hope for them is
So-
that they try to route it in and get a nice lucky one, and then if they don't, they just go right for beavers when they need to. Go ahead, sorry.
That captain's hat is way the hero.
Right. Yeah, so we may not have no mode for Icona Mask and or, well, not and or Light Arrow, but, very close. Still pretty far under an hour, too.
Well, that was Bank 2. It was a heart container.
Okay. Beats the seed without eggs from here. I mean, you can put it off for a really long time if you want to. And just high roll the healing, which would be hilarious if that just pays out. If I were in their shoes at that point, I would never live that down. I would be like, I've god routed this seed and everyone will bow down to me for my routing. And I'm fully kidding with
Man,
that.
he's just not checking it. What on earth? That's the second time.
Oh no, Fifth. No!
Fifth, please. Why are we so
Please! It's in logic now, too! Oh no! Oh. Think it's Forgetsuki's territory? 100%, yeah. As soon as Fifth got the Deku and is going to Night 1, that 100% tells me it's not a logic play, it's a forgetting thing. At this point, we really gotta hope they find a bow and that just, like, makes him realize, oh hey, I have tingles to look at. He's been to Milk Road and North Clocktown now. And Road to Sunlit Swamp! It's just...
I have no idea, Spec. Like, I would be surprised. It's been like a meta thing since like the very first season, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of
forever.
Yeah, it's been around for so long, and most people are aware of it. Opponent just did some shenanigan week for Fifth. Gonna have to call her again. Okay, there she is.
Pojo, are you still here? I feel like Pojo might know if this is something that Fifth normally does. I would wager no. I feel like kind of nobody skips North Clocktown just because it's... Or the Tingle, just because the Jump Slash is so well known. Pojo, does Fifth normally skip North Clocktown Tingle if they don't do it as a part of, like, the opener? Is he high-rolling this intentionally, or do you think he just forgot? Is basically what I'm asking. I thought you might know. You might not. I don't know. Either way, yeah. It's just one of those checks. It's not like observatory or room check-in where there's people who, like, intentionally skip it. It's one of those things that, like, people just do. It's just, do you do it first, or do you do it second? Which is like, do you go Southfield first, or do you not? Like... I don't know that I've ever seen North Clocktown Tingle get skipped before. You learn something new every day. Or you see something new every day, I guess. Carnival at the very early game, staying in launch is completely irrelevant. Knowing logic is important.
It's good to understand it. It's just sometimes it's just everybody like just does the all logic plays anyway. Like literally going to observatory with nothing, for instance. It's like it's just often is the case that you people just bypass it anyway.
Yeah,
but like
I think
you really have to start paying attention.
I was gonna say, I'm more so mentioning that kind of in the reason that you're mentioning Fox, but definitely I agree with you, Spec. It's like, the amount of time that you will inevitably lose per seed by staying in logic. It's just, ugh. So yeah, definitely being willing to stay out of logic in the early game for the sake of clearing early sphere checks efficiently. Like, if you find that hook in early projectile, just keep it in mind, like, hey, this is out of logic. However, I'm gonna check everything projectile locked. Because the odds of a projectile showing up sooner than later are really high. Why waste time when you could simply not? A sword in hand roll when the balloon starts going down. Bam. Yeah, Pojo, I'm gonna probably double what you said. I totally forgot he missed. I really thought that was Murmy, but maybe my memory's playing with me. But yeah, that's... Yeah. Especially if it is nerves, that makes total sense. Does not get talked about very often, but... We are not robots. We're the people with the feelings, and sometimes we do the things.
Got a pink frog.
Pink frog! Cute color frog. Yeah, I'd never blame anybody for having nerves or forgetting checks. It's definitely a good learning point, too.
I'm kind of inclined to think that talent archery is a better play than not. I definitely see Murmy is really wanting to full clear this North lockdown. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I would think to be doing right now, but you know what? Go, Murmy. Do what you gotta do.
I'm more thinking town archery is something that should be
Oh, well, yeah,
done.
because of the ECT, yeah. That definitely makes sense, but... Something like Deku Playground, I could see runners skipping for like another hour and a half. Or being willing to skip for another hour and a half, just on the off chance... Not off chance, but chance that it's just like, you are close to no mode, you can get everything, go do thing. Yeah, literally what Spec said, just like... Would I do this? No. Is it fair? Totally.
I'm pretty sure we can assume that Mirror Shield is not required from our hints.
Yeah, probably. Probably not.
I think it's likely.
It'd be really funny if Elder Goron was nothing, and same with BBW. But
Like, Boss War has to be.
oh right,
something.
we got a temple song hint. Yeah, okay, never mind. So it'll just be the eggs healing thing, right? And then Storms on Elder is the only way that we could get Mirror Shield at this point and need it. Happy 1 hour. Good point. Thank you, chat. Happy 1 hour, everybody. Let's give our quick shoutouts here. So thank you all for coming in. We've got Majora's Mask Randomizer Season 6 Bracket Race Round 1 of Winner's Bracket versus, Murmy and FifthWhammy. I didn't say any of those words in the right order. Don't blame me. We've got the 15th seed Murmy going up its 18th seed FifthWhammy. There's a pretty distinct item advantage in Murmy's favor, but what will happen, we won't know. Thank you to the trackers, Tomotalk and Gigi, and thank you for restreaming as well, Tomotalk. Thank you, Fox, for joining me in comms. Thank you to the runners, Fifth and Murmy, for letting us stream. Thank you to chat for joining us here. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, night, whatever it is for you. And yeah, now that Spec mentions it, I'm actually really mad that FifthWhammy's not the 15th seed, because that would have been probably the tongue twister of all time for me. I would have said fifth. That was not an intentional stutter, and I'm upset that I had to admit that. At least it wasn't long. But yeah, as we've got it right now, update on the seed. We've got Deku was... We had a couple of beans. I don't remember quite where they were. They were just available, I believe. I don't think they were anywhere terribly special. It was like Termina Field checks. We had Bottle in East Clock Town from Mom. And then we got Deku in Ranch. Now, We had already gotten most of the things Deku was locking, however, that was the original logic. We got Goron Mask and Zora Mask from a couple of tingles. We got Hookshot from a tingle. We got Bow hinted, not required on Beavers, which Murmy did pick up, and wouldn't be surprised if Fifth has to pick it up as well, depending on where the other bows are. We got Fire Arrows in North Clocktown on Human Fairy, and we got Ice Arrows and Magic from Letter to Cafe, which was found in East Clocktown. It was a very available Letter to Cafe. East Clocktown was part of our important count as well, so it makes sense with that bottle and those Letter to Cafe. Let's see, we got Bomb Bag from Guru. Thank you for the bombs. And then we got Captain's Hat from our Woodfall Important, and we know that that's required because of the important count. We also saw the elegy at this point in the graveyard. I think I covered everything. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm just here. It's time. Oh, God. Fifth! Fifth! Kill Tingle! Go get him! Don't do bombers! Get the other balloon! Please! Oh no.
Murmy is skipping. Murmy's
Elder?
skipping Goron Elder, which I'm not fond of because there is the possibility that these hints are bait.
I really
That
feel like
one of the
just
hints
gone that
is,
way and
could
gotten
be
it,
bait.
yeah.
Like one of these hints
yeah.
could be like bait for healing.
I think the time loss from doing this, if Elder's required, is pretty minimal overall, and in comparison to Fifth's current time loss, I think it is going to net out, but it's definitely something worth mentioning because, especially with how, like, clear heavy they've been, it's surprising to see them not do the North clear and just get Elder at the same time and then just soar back that way, as opposed to resetting cycle if you need the song and then soaring that way. Because if you were going to high roll eggs, now you kind of can't because you're high rolling Elder? Unless you're just going to do it, in which case that's not going to save any time with the extra soar and whatever. I don't know. Assume nothing on Hugo. I didn't see.
I didn't
Bubba
either.
was not looking. Pocho. Oh no. Wait, I just realized the joke.
It's also hard to like track it, especially considering Murmy is a newer runner. He may not know that it can point to healing. Like one of these foolish but songs could point to healing. So
Yeah, that's
I really think it might be a bit of a notice that if it happens to be one of these songs that we have for these foolish but song hints is healing, he'll find out and right now.
I will say, Murmy's not a runner that I've seen run too many times in the past, so I guess that kind of like there could be the experience gap. I just wouldn't know. But either way, I think what you said stands as far as like what they could be thinking of, and yeah. I guess we'll have to see how they choose to route in songs later. Same thing with Guru. They might just be thinking, go this way, get other thing later. Still strange, or strange to me at least, but works, and there's a Gibdo.
There's Gibdo.
Yup. Okay. And this is exactly why I was a big fan of Heavy Prog. Not necessarily for the Beavers section of the Prog push, but more for the clearing routing. But this is points in favor of what Dat was saying, you know, just grab the bow. This kind of situation is exactly why. And there's the tingle. Oh boy.
I'm gonna have to ask about the jump slash there.
I do think that Pojo might have been right. Yeah. It could have either been a thing of like, I missed it, I'm nervous, I'm not gonna do it, or I don't feel like doing it, or just like, maybe because I missed it, I'm losing time, they could have just forgotten about it. Like, there's so many things that could have happened as opposed to just like, I'm just not gonna do it. And if it is just like misjump slash did other things nerve, I totally get that, and that sucks. But Fifth, if you ever watch this back, I highly recommend giving it another go. Get some silly, like, internet quote of, like, get back up after you fall or some crap. You got this! But yeah, that sucks. That's a tough one. Very unhappy with that. Could realistically, even with the way that they routed, had it like an hour ago. Or close to. Tumultog is right! Future Fifth, read Tumultog's words. Heed our call. Horse.
This
It is indeed
Fifth still needs to go check Milk Road Tingle for the one check that's Zora.
Yeah, that's an egregious one because of just the way that this route ended up being. I should say egregious. It's not great. It's definitely not egregious. That check is probably on their minds. Good lord, words are my challenge today. I'm sure it's on their mind. I'm sure it's not going to be something he's going to put off for too long, just because, like, it is just such an early available check. He probably will want to go for it, but,
Pojo 20 because the other check counts as multi-location for Great Big Host, so it's dead.
the yearly rewatch. It's awesome. But yeah, to go back to something I think maybe I thought that I replied to in my head, but maybe didn't say out loud. Spec makes a good point. This race is definitely not over. We are not firmly in no mode. I do think that the chances of Murmy being able to just kind of shotgun the item locations for the rest of this seed are really high. Just because, like, light arrows could just be an ECT. But they don't have to be, right?
They don't have to. I was about to say that Garo Math can be in East Clocktown as well, so that's another thing.
Well, also, we got potentially probably 2-star bottle, and we got, I'm assuming Cafe's letter is 2 stars.
I think it is. I don't think we saw anything in Graveyard other than Elegy, so the bottle is 2 stars.
There could definitely be some, like, stupid, stinky item. I don't think we have that many options left. Like you said, Garo's a pretty good candidate for something that could just be an ECT. But yeah, anyways, we'll see. There are definitely different clear patterns that Vaporeon could have to just, like, not do the thing that they need to do. We could just have a casino somewhere in this seed that's just absolutely and terrifically magical. It's not going to be terrific and magical. It kind of can't use.
Yeah, nobody's checked Madame Roman Bar yet.
Mere shield on Damaroma. You're mean, and I like that. Spec, I have no right to say this, but I'm proud of you. That was
possible for that to be the third and required if Storms is on Elder Goron in this situation.
Is there any world where we could have something gross like Garo on, like, one of the East Clocktown checks we haven't seen yet? Like Madame Roma Bar or something, and then that fulfills the ECT. And then we could just find Mirror Shield randomly in the world somewhere to get, like, vanilla light arrows or something.
It could also be, like Madame Roman Bar for another bow at this point.
Oh, gross.
Because there has to be another one out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
and I'm assuming
gosh.
those always count as 1 star, just by nature, in this situation.
Is that required?
We'll find out.
This is why I said don't skip Elder Goron.
Yeah. I mean, in all likelihood, they will be going back for it. I'm just surprised that they're doing it in this order. Forg. Kind of a not French vanilla Forg, but like feels like it.
Unless if it's Garo, I guess. It's either Garo or Lights behind healing.
Healing. Well, that makes the ECT Wath feel even more interesting. Because we don't have a terrific amount of bait items left.
Yeah, and we know where Fierce Edie is.
Yeah, we did have FD. That's not useful. We have nothing else in Ranch.
Yeah, I assumed that, like, I could only just feel that Murmy just didn't know that healing could be one of these hints. So I was, like, I'm not surprised that one of these was healing.
Yeah, I guess thinking like that, it makes sense why they haven't done something like just going PF. Because, like, in my head, I don't know if this is what anybody else is thinking, but, like, I would have gone PF a while ago. What was on BBW? Healing.
That's a room key?
Room key on Darmoney. Yikes. This is... what is happening? Murmy's on Song Foolish situation. As somebody who's been watching
I don't either.
a ton, I haven't seen them around a lot and wouldn't know just based on that. But as far as like personal experience does go, I feel like every time I come into comms, I'm asking somebody how Song Foolish work again. Like, I distinctly remember the last time I was in comms having to talk to Saber and Fox about it and still not feeling like I thoroughly understood it. Which isn't their fault, it's just like... Ugh. And there's the Zora for 5th. Let's go. The Cursed Tome.
Notebook.
Gross. Imagine going Twin Islands, not getting Elder, but you're getting a notebook. It's the punishment.
Another small chest.
That's all your logic expert. That's so true! And I'm just an expert in cow. Which isn't true either, because I didn't even know the Keaton question. I am an expert of listening to the experts.
I mean, to be clear, it's not... The question was about the cows that he got wrong, that Murm got wrong. The question was about the cow figurines.
Fair enough.
Which is, unless if you go and walk around Clocktown and look at how many there are, you probably don't know unless you guess.
No, God, no. It's probably one of those things that some number of people did casually and went, oh, I remember seeing those somewhere, and then actually went and walked around, and then everyone else just went, yeah, I'm gonna look that up. Or like, yeah, I'm gonna ask someone else for help. Or I'm gonna go look at some guidebook, depending on whatever. I could tell you for a fact I do not know where all 10 of them are. There's what? One in Sword School, there's one in... I don't know, Curiosity Shop maybe? That's about as far as I'm getting with this. SPI is one. I'm surprised it only has one. Remember how New Zealanders say 10 in their accent? I don't know. Don't know that I know that one. GG.
So 5th is checking this.
Okay. I mean... I think that's a good play. Especially with how they're routing it in, I think it makes tons of sense. Speaking of ways for
Branch doesn't have a song, Tomo Talk.
Yeah, the Keg song's off this season, or the Romani song. Baby Goron and Ranch Song were turned off in favor of Elder Goron and Eggies. with Eggies having a 50% chance of... Oh, that's a bunny hood. Well, with Eggies having a 50% chance of being on the fairies, the scoop fairies. No Keg W. No Keg W. I mean, there's still Keg W because there's some checks locked behind it. There's some of the cows were turned on in
as
the
well
ranch.
as the ranch defense is still a thing.
Right, but not for the song. Not quite the usual way. NK Castle, of course. Actually, good point, because we have Lensless Castle on for this, I believe. I think I remember Revan saying something or other about Lens being obnoxious if... What, Lensless Pillar, Lensless Castle was disabled? I don't know.
Is this
Refer to documentation.
Okay, what's in here?
Is this room key? Oh boy. Oh my lord. Oh.
I am so sorry, man. That's...
No. That can't be it, right? Is that actual bait? Because that's like super bomb locked. Right?
It's not.
You don't need any bombs to get to springtime, right? Wow.
It's not in this seed, yeah.
That's actual bait. That's lame. Yeah, good point. You don't... Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, that's... not cool. That's not nice.
We'll see what song tomorrow.
Ugh. Well, they're checking it, which... Yeah, I don't know.
Swamp title.
Game. Alright, well, that'll probably help push them towards the, Oh, nope, they're just gonna literally go up and do it? Wow. What the fudge? No, never mind. I was about to say, I would never have thought to do that. Especially when you can soar. But yeah, go to Makana. I'd have been like, that's the craziest play of all time. This game just throwing all the bait at us now. What do we have left in these Clocktown that could even be relevant now? Couples Mask. We haven't checked that.
We still haven't done Swamp Archery.
Oh yeah, well, that makes sense.
It's because Wormsa hasn't done it, and the other...
Fifth does not have bow.
Yeah, Fifth doesn't have a bow.
Speaking of Fifth, is he grabbing rupees?
At this point, eggs is required, so there could just literally be another bow just in PF or something.
Yeah, this is definitely leaning towards the situation that I was thinking of earlier, which definitely did not have to happen. I don't even know if it was a likely scenario, but it's like, go to PF, maybe find useful item and or bow, and then just get egg and go. Do thing. Get song. I think I remember Spec saying it earlier too. No Shiro the hero. Yeah. Bows are hard to come by. Yeah, I guess Terminus got a lot of restrictions going on the bow laws these days. No bow. Our Nerf darts for the kids. But yeah, now Murmy's doing Graveyard. Fifth is already cleared. We can do apply for his license.
I think a Poe has already spawned somewhere.
Oh. Boink. Oh. Boink. Oh! Not straight enough. Oh! And it's on the other side now. Fifth, I think it's bomb bag time. Punching the rock in frustration. Yeah, this is an absurd amount of troll here. This is incredible. Not in a good way, but it is still incredible. Oh. And Murmy takes out the Iron Knuckle. Is he looking for Epona? Yeah, like, what the hell happened to the horse? She just, like, opt out on this one. So, like, yeah, I'm alright. Peace out. Going for Epona now. I'm really surprised he didn't just take out his bomb bag. Was that maybe the reason he was in the grass, was looking for bombs and just didn't get any? That'd be real. I'd be really frustrated in Fifth's shoes if that was the case. So all of that happened because no bomb, and then Epona was like, just not cooperating. He clissed it. That was insane. I don't remember exactly which race that was, but in the like back corner of my mind, I do remember watching that and being like, "What the hell?" She was just up on that ledge in like the corner. Epona does what she wants sometimes. I suppose we just don't have any control over it. Yeah, Fifth not able to push to the rest of Icona, so just kind of getting the Shiro check and leaving. Definitely going to cost them a pretty serious amount of time at this point. Unfortunate. I think that's a pretty fair thing to do, Gigi. Just like, she's not there, she's somewhere up high. She just has a thing for it. To answer your question, Shell, I don't know. It is perplexing in that way. From a game mechanic standpoint, I genuinely have no idea. And I hope to God somebody someday explains it to me. But as far as theater of the mind, I don't know. I don't have any ideas. Horsey, like, vision. Horsey, like, nice view of Termina. Sounds like she's dead? No! I'm sure there's some people who wouldn't mind that, but...
This is skipping the bow on beavers.
If Fifth goes to PF and finds a bow, that could be good for them. It could be a way for them to make up some time. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bow there.
At this point, I think eggs is progression.
That too, yeah. That's
Like,
kind of why
so-
I mentioned PF, yeah.
So you gotta just do it at some point soon.
Right. Yeah, that was my argument earlier, is eggs, very likely progression. Could have been healing bait, would have been horrendous if it was. But PF is check dense, could put you right into no mode, could get you a bow. You might as well just do it. Get the eggies, get the checks. And in this case, yeah, it seems like Fifth could luck into a bow. I guess for Fifth, cheers, definitely hoping for that right now.
That said,
If I'm going to
we're
make it
kind of in 50-50 on the other song. If it's not Goran
Right.
Elder.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if it is Goran Elder, we've got a lot of dungeon progression opening to us. Wouldn't be surprised if the runners just go mode Woodfall Temple, but at least GBT could appear sooner than later. We've just had everything to do it for a long time, and somehow, obviously except for New Wave, which we very much so need to get in there. But That was more just throwback to getting the GBT starter kit. Except for the actual starter item.
Originally, like the Goron Lullaby, like you get the intro to it, and then you just complete it with the Goron baby.
Right. Because Goron Elder's like, I don't remember all the notes, and then you take it to the baby, and the baby stops crying and is suddenly like a perfect opera singer.
That's a
No!
Mize mask on the trade.
No! Okay. That's Maury's Clockdown check. Checks too. There's both milk bar purchases around.
And sound check.
Sound check, yeah. So I wonder what we'll see from them. I am interested to see. Now we will play a nice song for Evan. Evan, what you got? What you got? What you This game. This game.
Evan was lights.
Evan was lights.
I was literally looking away. Wow. Okay.
Evan was lights. I apologize for not giving the straight answer immediately. I just was fucking baffled.
That means Garl or Mirror in East Clocktown.
Yeah, that's lame. I mean, if it's Mirror for required song and Elder's Dead, then it's not lame, but it's still lame. It's still lame! Probably. I don't know. Oy vey. Merm has Howl Owl. How's LA not in his inventory? I don't think Merm did hall checks when they went out there. I think they just did cape, got shit, and then left. And that's kind of how the, I don't know, cycle ran out for them. It is a little surprising with how efficient they were at the end of that clear, but I think that's when they went back to Clocktown and did bombers and stuff. So it's kind of surprising they didn't do Hall first, but at the same time, I guess it probably just wasn't on their mind to do that. Trying to make sure they didn't leave anything in Clocktown behind and pushing Hall later, maybe once importance are done in Dungeon Prog. Kind of seems like that's exactly what they're doing at this point. But yeah. I'm curious what will happen because of it. No purchases. Interesting. All eyes on sound check. Healing on Boss Blue overtake it. You would be correct. Throw magic darts.
Yeah, I would totally saw healing bait as a possibility. I just don't think Merm did.
Yeah, now I'm very curious why they didn't do Elder. Because it does seem like what you were saying is right. Like, they weren't thinking about healing bait for the reason to skip it. They just didn't do it, which I'm kind of surprised by. But I don't know. Their playstyle has worked in some sort of favor so far, but I am curious to hear kind of what some of their thoughts are. Because I don't personally understand it, but who knows? And that town arch had nothing, it looked like, so...
Kirby fan, as far as we can tell, it's for a blast mask.
Yeah, there was a blast mask on Room Key on Darmani.
Evan is the leader of the Thor whole band.
What are they called? The Indigo Goes or something?
Yes. And he's like...
Yeah, there we go.
And so his check is... like, the way it works in the vanilla game is you do a jam session with the bass guitarist, and then you pitch the notes as not in Zora form, so and then he gives you a heart piece, and so that's that check.
So yeah, definitely thinking about Couples Mask and Soundcheck now, because could be a scary mirror there. Or it could just be bait still. Because bait has just created a like gaping hole in this seed. Just a void of like checks that you don't need to do, but you honestly might.
Why no STT? Because Murm, who has access to STT, does not have Light Arrow.
Yes, and vice versa. Fifth has not been to Snowhead Temple yet. Granted, it hasn't really had a
we
reason
pretty
to go
much
yet.
have to do eggs anyway at this point, so...
Yep. Yeah. We will definitely be interested to see what kind of items we get in PF. If Fifth gets a bow, Fifth's pathing here is going to become pretty crisp because they will be able to do Snowhead Temple. Will not have a reason not to at this point as well.
I don't think there's another option. I think there's gotta be another bow out on the path of doing eggs.
That's kind of what I am thinking at this point. But also just because of the amount of checks that we have, like you're saying, yeah, it doesn't really seem like there's any other plausible path. Because the only other places that I can think of would be what?
I can't think of any other places.
Garo somewhere available, and then go to... No, Icona was just dead. Never mind. Yeah, I think everywhere that's available is foolish. Yeah. So yeah, no, there just kind of has to be a bow in PF. Or here if we haven't checked everything here yet. Or peeked it, I mean.
Like, unless if it's sound check for the bow... this bow is not out of logic. There's just has to be two, and
right, because it's hinted not required.
Yeah, the bow on Beavers would have been hinted required if it was the only one available.
Yeah, I'd kind of just been thinking this whole time that there was still a bow that could be available somewhere, but yeah, it's like north is the only non-foolish area, and you kind of need a bow to go there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think Fifth necessarily has to have that information, but if he does, he's going to save time at this point by not doing beavers.
We got an interesting question. Do these hints not do sometimes required? That's correct. For it, Majora's Mask Randomizer specifically, there's no like hint like that.
Not quite like combo.
Yeah, the sometimes required thing is OTMM.
Yeah, but we can read it in a similar-ish fashion where bow not required, and because of the projectile order that we know, there's another bow that's not bow locked because it's not required. And the reason we're saying PF is because we're just out of places that it can be.
We just got a question about either ors, and that's from DK64, and I had a conversation with Revan about this earlier today.
No way.
That's a postman's hat. So MMR, when it comes to required versus not required, the actual importance on the item isn't as relevant as you think, because you can get required hints for oaths, of course, as just like the simplest example, but all stray fairies and all like skull tokens, if they are shuffled and are required for anything, it will hint them as such in MMR, and they'll be like 1 star. So it's a little bit more complicated with how the randomizer algorithm works. And look, there's a bow in PFE.
Yup.
By the way, was that Postman's hat on the ledge?
Yeah, the GBC ledge was Postman's hat.
I don't know why neither of them went to pick that up, because that counts for his lockdown count.
Didn't we have a GBC hint somewhere?
Oh, right, never mind. Yeah, it's foolish, right. My bad.
All good. Yeah, to answer the question, if we're talking about the sometimes required, that's different from the sometimes hints. And yeah, there's no sometimes hints this season. Which, honestly, I've loved, personally. But that's just a personal aside. Yeah, there are no sometimes hints. The things that you sometimes see. It's just the always, the importance, and the foolish. And yeah, did not need to do beavers. I don't think it was a bad play. I really don't. I think what Dad was saying earlier is a perfect example of, like, what some runners could be thinking, and what Murmy did is a perfect example of why it's not bad. Because Murmy's still in a perfectly fine position. However, what happened would have saved people time if you did not go for Beaver Bow. I love my sometimes when I'm enjoying this. Totally valid. Totally valid. I thought I would miss sometimes a lot more than I have. I think I've been quite happy without them, just because it's been kind of fun. I think at least cleaning PFE and sewers makes sense before beavers. Yeah, I definitely think that in PR made sense. Especially PR, because it's like, if you're... Unless you're thinking, I'm not going to do eggs right away. Like, for example, thinking healing bait. Or thinking, like, it could be Sonata, and that just does next to nothing for you with Woodfall, Temple Foolish, but Song. Especially when you have Goron Lullaby from DP, and you're like, I could just get BBW some other way.
Was that a couple's mask right there?
In the cage, I did not see. This could be big for Murmy. That's Mask of Truth. Why?
Oh,
maybe they forgot about the range. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need to pick that up.
We do not need that. Incoming meat format, we do not care. For those who do not know why we do not care about today, we had a Romani match, one important count. And we found Deku Mask. Which means everything else there is poop. I mean, there could be useful crap there. Well, maybe, like, I don't know, bottles or something, but...
Yeah, no doggy race.
No doggy race. No Gamba. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Gamba because we got Max of Truth. But it's no race. No Blue Dog. Brando wasn't here anyway, so no Blue Dog. Two other swords there. We do, unironically, know where both swords are, which is really funny. Because one of them was hinted on Aliens. So, it is there! The other one was Labfish, and Murmy skipped it because the GBC Foolish. And Fifth got it because they didn't have the hint at the time. So Fifth has Razor Sword. But yeah, we don't know where GFS is, so... Doggy Race could have GFS! That'd be pretty mean.
We might not see GFS either.
Yeah, we're getting very close to the point where the runners may not find GFS, and or it's just in some bullcrap location because it's just gone.
Or it's like literally just Shrine or something.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, it could just be somewhere like Shrine. Should be mean. Mean and nasty. Double D was also in GBC, but they both... Yes, thankfully for Murmy's sake, they picked double defense up before remembering... Or at least it sounds like before remembering... the Foolish hint, because as soon as they got out to the actual coast, they were like, wait, I don't need this! Dump fish. Poor fish. And answer the comment, Shell. Murmy was not missing the fish. Murmy dumped the fish out. Goodbye, fish.
I think Fifth is going to do sound check.
Okay.
Well, this last item here, at least it's not a bow.
Maybe get to see stage lights. We didn't see stage lights? Oh yeah, 5th in at the boat, duh. Yeah, Murmy will probably go check that sooner than later. But it depends if they get...
Actually, this
new
could
wave
still be a bow,
covers.
couldn't it? This could still be the last bow.
Sound check? Yeah, I guess totally. Where was Ravani's mask?
It was Trade Mountain Deed.
Oh, gross. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's like... This check is just screaming bait at this point, it feels like. I would still check it. I think Vic's making the right call. I just think it's gonna be friggin' bait. Could be bow, could be... I don't even know. Garo.
I think
She guess
there's
would be-
only
Bait for him, technically, but...
yeah, I think there's only like 4 options.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ideally, if you're rooting for 5th, you want to see Mirror here. So we are slowly approaching that point where Mirror could just have something like Sonata. And what is in sound check today? Talk to the guy and get Garo.
There we go. That's the
Oh,
last
yeah.
thing out of there.
So he's gonna be happy to have that. However, not as happy if he ends up having to clear Snowhead Temple.
Please, Fifth, do not do
Speaking
the
of-
same thing that Moon did. Please, don't do it.
Wonder why he's not quite.
I think that's just playing it safe.
Checking Midnight Meeting, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, song layout's not guaranteed. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts playing like it is, but only after that point, which I think is why it makes sense.
I think the reasonable thing to do... oh gosh, I think we're forgetting this foolish again.
But from here, eggs and other environments. Yeah.
What I want Fit to do personally is like, if it's not, just beat Woodfall Temple first.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Because you know you're gonna have a dungeon to waste time with, and can just get the song knowledge. I think that makes perfect sense.
Like, it's tempting to just go and get Moss Blue Orb thinking it's required. So, just don't lock yourself out of Goron Elders is the reasonable choice if you do that
Right.
from that perspective.
Yeah, I think ideally 5th gets eggs and then does exactly what Spec said. Go get Elder, and then go do a temple. And then from there, I mean, Restream will know, and Fifth will know. Do we need to mirror? Definitely seems like Fifth is ready to kind of start knocking out this seed, though. Yeah, definitely important to mention. Will Murmy find the lights with this advantage? And take a lead that will be more commanding now. Or will they fall behind because of it? Who knows? And this is required. Use your full clearing. Yeah, that's a great point, Spec. So basically, if Fifth were to do, unless I'm assuming I'm understanding this correctly, if Fifth were to do Sonata into Woodfall Temple first, they'd be able to kind of get the song knowledge, knowing if they need Mirror Shield, and then would be more inclined to full clear dungeons versus go moding dungeons and then having to go back. If I'm understanding that correctly, that makes perfect sense. There's work to do. Yeah, so that's definitely just where it is right now. It's like, does Fifth have... Sorry, does Murmy have the idea to do enough of a clear in order to keep the advantage that they have, or is Fifth going to be able to catch up? Because he's running extremely low on ways to get burnt out in this seed. It's just a matter of being a little behind on progression. Not a little. It's no head temple clear. And a north run. I don't believe Fifth went north at all because of the time that they got the bow. So yeah. I'm gonna check non-foolish. Yeah. Definitely in Fifth's case, would be nice if he was able to just kind of get the song knowledge first, and then be able to full clear and actually get what he needs, versus maybe choosing to not full clear. Or just full clear blindly, right? Because full clearing blindly probably even has like a mental drain on you where you're like, huh? How did I do that? That's
Vanilla New Wave.
Okie dokie. So, will Fifth go north and investigate Goron Elder? He's sorting the clock
Actually,
down.
Fish should...
Fish you up? He's...
Yeah, Fish should know that healing's on Boss Ward now.
Yeah, Fifth does seem like a runner, and I'm saying this because I want to sound not confident, but I'm pretty confident. Fifth's a runner that has a pretty thorough understanding of logic. At least what it seems like. I would not be surprised if you're right about that. So I think that in Fifth's shoes, I would not be surprised if we're about to see a trip to the north. ZFG Raid! Welcome in, Raiders. We've got Majora's Mask Season 6. We got a bracket race between FifthWhammy and Murmy. These are seeds 15 and 18. We're now in 51 in, and we've got a lot of items. We know where pretty much everything is. Is Murmy soaring out? Uh-oh, is right. So, I was about to say, Murmy is down light arrows, and light arrows are on Evan. So they just soared away from that.
I have no idea. I'm so lost.
Interesting. So,
now,
FifthWhammy's chances of catching up just increased. Checking Kamaro again?
Yes.
Why? Okay.
Still thinking lights.
What was Kamaro? Oh, Swamp Title Deed. Yeah, good point.
Like, still thinking missing lights, but just now hard dodge light arrow on Evan. And if they do GBT, they're gonna lock themselves out of Evan for the rest of the cycle.
Interesting. This could get really dicey for Murmy. Oh no. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention it, but ZFG, I hope your stream was good. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. If you are looking to stay, make sure to grab a snack, because we've got plenty of race left. This thing is nowhere near over.
I will also mention, even if this happens to be... this happens to not be Sonata, the mirror can't be behind Boss Blue Orb either.
Hmm. Does Worm think he's in go mode?
Oh, getting the mountain top
That's...
lead.
yeah, maybe? If the answer to that question is no, then what Pojo said makes sense. Yeah. Has the rupees for it. Yeah, I'm definitely surprised that they didn't just do Evan while you're there and then go back with Mountain Title Deed?
There's Sonata, so we're... that's just it.
Okay.
So...
interesting. Yeah, smart go mode. Okay, Fifth knows.
A Snow-Edge Temple of difference for Murm to go back to Evan and collect those light arrows and get this song off of Goron Elder.
Yeah. Yeah, so now that's the difference right now is Fifth's not going to get baited into anything anymore. Fifth is in go mode. Murmy's really running out of bait, so it is just, yeah, a matter of when do they go to Zora Hall? How far ahead and or behind will they be now? Oof. This is definitely getting interesting. I mean, it has been, but holy crow. I am definitely very interested to see where this will play out. Where's lights? Zoe, they are on Evan. Yeah, Spec, I think you make a good point. I don't think this is, like, a bad scenario for Murm. I think it's just, A, surprising that they didn't grab Evan while they were there and then just do Mountain Title Deed later. And I think, B, it's, like, just race-wise, not even kind of, like...
oh, gosh, that's more bait.
All apart. Yeah, that is bait. They literally have found all the bait! How? How? Unbelievable. 1-0 per Go Mode Temple. Yo, sure. Unbelievable. Yeah, actually, Shell brings up a good point. Go ahead, Fox, sorry.
I was gonna mention that Worm does have lens equipped, so it's probably just going to walk out using lens.
Okay. I am surprised they didn't do Elder while they were getting bullied on the cliff right next to it. I really hope they go and do it, because you need to.
To clarify where the song checks are enabled in this season, we got Skull Kid, we got the Monkey and Deku Palace, we have Goron Elder up north, we have the Zorag song, and then we have use a Captain's Hat for the Graveyard, and then Egos out in Iconic Castle. as well as the song, the Oath to Order song, the Boss Blue Look.
Yeah, good point, Tumble Tuck. Yeah, I was wondering why going for Goron Village, but now I see. Thought it was baby.
Yeah, you have to talk to the baby first before you do it. So.
Yeah, I know Murm did a lot of seeds for S6, so I'm sure that this kind of forgetting thing is probably... I'm just going to assume it's part of just the way that the race has gone. It's like 2 hours in, very close to go mode, a dungeon down, runner hasn't finished. I have a chance. Maybe getting into their head and making them just autopilot to baby instead of elder.
Yeah, talk like what's always saying. You have to talk to the baby first so you can actually get the song. That's how it works in the vanilla game.
It's just talking to them, right? They don't need to pull out the instrument.
Yeah, just talking to the one
Yeah.
baby.
I thought I saw the instrument get pulled, so that's why I was... I don't know. Either way, yes. Doing the right thing, so... Maybe I just missaw. Maybe Merms just got out or routing it right, and I just didn't notice. Whatever the case. They are getting baited, though.
From our vantage point, we know that it's that blast mask now. That's what the healing
Yeah, that's
is pointing
disgusting.
to.
That's absurd.
It's
Oh my
really really bad, but it's what it's what the seed is telling you.
Right, right. No, I'm just like, oy. But yeah, no, it is right. It's just blast mask for what again? Not for anything. It's just a 1-star bomb because it's equally available to the goddamn bomb bag. Right? For North, probably? I honestly don't know. But it can't be North, because you get it from Full Clearing Snowhead, because it was springtime. Room key was springtime.
My only guess is, like, part
What
of
else
it
would monsters
might be
scored?
for STT or something.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's just like a dungeon. You just need bombs for... Yeah. So I don't even know. Definitely want that spoiler log. It would be nice to concretely know why the blast mask is technically important. Because you can do the entirety of North and Snowhead without it, which, like, reference to me saying it earlier, I kind of assumed that's why it wouldn't be important, but I don't know.
We have bad news. This is a GBT clear. It's going to be locked from the cycle, those light arrows. I am very much willing to think that the only thing that I can understand is potentially forgetting the check at this point.
Yeah, maybe
which
just
is really
like doing Lulu's room and then thinking, alright, I full cleared Zora Hall for what I can do right now. I'm gonna grab the mountain title deed in case I need to go back. And then maybe forgetting to go back and being like, oh, well, GBT's got more checks. Which, if that's the case, that just stings. That stings. Because it's like, it clearly seems like it was on their mind with the mountain title deed. Like, you don't go out of your way for that for no reason. It just didn't that sucks. That's really tough.
Yeah, did Lulu's room, not Evan, so I assume, like, my understanding is it probably forgot Evan as a check.
Spec for reference on the bombs for Snowhead Temple, that's just my, like, what I would have assumed rather than an actual hard understanding of logic. I could not have told you before today that you could do the entirety of Snowhead Temple without bombs, because I do it with bombs every time, in my experience. But that's fully lack of experience and knowledge, not necessarily me trying to be like... don't know.
Yes, Evan had lights.
They did Lulu's room and not Evan. Yes, that is why we are perplexed with Murm, because they went into Zora Hall, did Lulu's room, checked the ledge, and then just, yeah, really didn't go for Evan.
I would have said as long as Merm did Evan here, they would have had the advantage.
Yeah, they would have had a lead. They would have had a lead. Not a big enough lead to the point where it was definitely a GG, but they would have had a solid advantage. And at that point, you know, we could have seen things like dungeon execution, boss fights, Majora. That would have decided a lot of this race, but I think at this point, it's hard to see Murm coming back because they're now wasting clear time.
Rando's just hard, dude. That's how I feel about seeing this. Just
Yeah, 100%.
especially if, because like I did this and it was like to a point it was just not good. Like if you're just like memorizing all the stuff, if you forget something, it's like lights out. It's just over, and if it's required.
Yeah, I think my prior tangent, even though it was irrelevant at the time, I think it kind of makes sense too now, where it's not even just like remembering checks, it's also like the feelings of being in a race and like just how you're routing, and there's so much on your mind. Like, it's always funny to be in the commentator booth for some races like these, where it's just like, we can sit here and talk and think and just process. Neither of us have a controller in our hands. Nobody in chat presumably is playing this seed. If they were, this would probably be a scandal. But joke aside, it's like, yeah, there's so much on your mind, and like, yeah, like Fox said,
And not to mention you're in that's
Nice
Master
double
Club
magic.
Moreover, like, you don't know where your opponent is this entire time, so
Right,
that's also
yeah.
a factor.
Yeah, there's just a lot to consider when it comes to racing. So it is easy for us to sit here and be like, why not do Evan? We're saying that partially because it's like what we're thinking and because we know a lot of people watch these and whatever, but saying it also in the understanding that runners don't always think exactly how they exactly should. And it makes sense.
I wouldn't say that. I think that people can make their own
mistakes.
Decision make. Like, it's a lot of decision making in the moment, and there's a lot of things where like even like a technically wrong decision can actually be the right ones on occasion when it comes to randomizer. So it's like it's just this situation is most likely a just oops, I forgot.
Yeah. I definitely misspoke with saying like ways that they shouldn't think, and how you said clear that up perfectly. Yeah, it's just
and like I have forgotten a lot of things in a lot of randomizer plays that I've done. Arm needs to not mash here.
Yeah, I've never done like a formal race before, and I've still forgotten 1,000,007 things. In fact, if I were a racer, I'd probably forget more than the average and get made fun of for it. But point being, it's like I can't even imagine sometimes it's like you're sitting there stressed out with the race and with like forgetting checks. It's just like there's so many things to think about with MMR specifically too. Like there's logic implications around every corner. Like importance counts now, you're probably thinking even more than a lot of runners are probably used to, because Waths were kind of just like find a Wath item, find usefulness, go, be done. Yeah.
You can actually get like stuck if you mash out of the attack. It's a Noah bug.
That's really strange, and I would actually never have guessed that.
Like you're stuck floating in midair. It's kind of silly, but you just really don't want that to happen.
Yo, sure, I really hope not, because it's like, well, I don't think there's really ever a really good reason, personally think there's a good reason to give people shit over how they race. But like human quote unquote errors, quote unquote operatively, because it's like how it would even defines an error. Like Fox said, it's like some bad plays in quotes could be like good plays. It's like there's never a reason to give someone shit over that, because it's like you're just playing the game that you play. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It be rando, it be racing. You know, it's not as like cut and dry as something like a sport is, right? Where there's not really a random aspect to it. It's just like human v human, some sort of kind of interaction. Like this is rando, where there's like very different seeds to approach each time. Still human. And all of this is going on in presumably their minds while they're doing all this shit. So yeah, holy crap, that worked. That was awesome. I have never seen that jump that Murmy did. I feel like
I've seen the jump. I don't see most people use like first person to do the jump.
Yeah. Interesting. Outdoor sports have RNG elements. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I was thinking in like an overly simplified like comparison of it. Either way, I hope the point was taken of just like, yeah. Sucks. Kind of just trying to clear up, like, could easily sound like we're giving people shit, but it's like, not really like that. Making comments because we're sitting here and that's what our job is. Just sucks. It sucks to watch it too, because we've seen Murmy make so many like routing decisions that have like really paid off for them, getting items in good orders, and just like was pretty much at a point where they could have totally had an advantage, and execution wise, if they'd won that, they just would have won the race. It sucks even more. It's not just like, oh, it wouldn't have mattered because they were behind. No, they were firmly in a potentially winning position.
Again, with the like, Fifth might come in here and like ask, like, unless if they like talk about it, because there is a delay and everything.
Right.
Like, but we'll see how the rest of the race goes. Like, it might ask, like, why the heck did I win this, considering the hookshot at Goron location?
Yeah.
But it's like, it like this could just happen.
This happens so often in MMR more than like any other rando, at least in my experience, where
I wouldn't even say I've seen it happen in other randomizers. Like I have watched Zelda 1 randomizer, but it's often the case when I saw it happen in Zelda 1 randomizer, it wasn't like with just forgetting a check, it was like making a tracking mistake for that game. And so I've seen people lose because they do one tracking mistake and it just bites them real bad, and they just don't think about it. So it's very similar, just like one mistake kind of thing.
Right.
Just like, and you can do that with map tracking too, but not everybody uses map trackers in MMR. Yep. And I don't know if Murm uses a map tracker per se.
Yeah, I think that I just see it happen a lot in MMR specifically. That's just like with my experience, and I think one of the reasons why is there's definitely a ton of skill and nuance to like a bunch of different things that happen. We see the girlfriend sword after all. Holy crow. And it's just like, I feel like every tournament that I watch, there's just like a laundry list of people who lost by doing like one small thing or like forgetting one thing, and it's like, that just sucks.
Oh, it's like, it's very like easy to use, and so you can like make like one error very like very quickly and not realize it.
Gotcha.
You say, Yosher? Like, I've only watched, really I've never played it. I've watched it a lot.
I mean, to be fair, my comment about the other randos wasn't necessarily like the explicit thing. It was more just like, I just haven't seen it that often in other ones, but it definitely still happens. Plenty of times. Unfortunate. It's also a thing to mention for people who are newer to the MMR scene. Like, if you plan on watching more races, just know this stuff happens. These runners are really good.
Yeah, if
They're definitely top 32 for a reason. I will promise you that.
If you want to play this rando like competitively, if you're watching, like don't be like discouraged or anything. Like, this is just something that will happen. Just be kind to yourself about it. If you do want to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, I absolutely want to ditto the be kind to yourself about it, because like, for someone like me, I'd 100% feel that pressure of, like, being worried about just, like, making mistakes. And something that has helped me a little bit with that is just being like, fucking everybody does it. We are in, like, the standard season tournament. I don't know if the standard's dead. We are in the season tournament.
Season 6 tournament.
People are still doing it. Yeah, I didn't say 6. Oops. But yeah, it's just or what happens. But at the same time, it's also a great way to learn. Positive spin. Spec. Alright, GBT is done for Merm. Oh?
You can still do the trade
H-Blitz?
after.
Yeah,
you can...
I somewhat hope they go into Evan's room and just go like, huh. And then go back for it.
This will explain things a little bit better if Merm does do that.
And maybe just didn't realize that interaction. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just does not remember.
Yeah.
Thought they checked, doesn't remember.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Just like thought they did it and they're clear, and so it's just gonna completely be out of their mind now. That's really unfortunate. Makes sense, it's what we were thinking, but yeah. I'm just glad we got a really close race up to this point. It definitely would have been really exciting to see where it would have gone past that point, but it was phenomenal from both runners, and I think moving forward, they not only have stuff to learn, but they have stuff to do.
Yeah, the other unfortunate thing is like the healing bait. But yeah, forgetting that check is just like something that just happens, you know. And it's gonna find Garo here.
Yeah, presumably Lana do sound check after. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Yosha, that's like I don't know when I even learned like post dungeon.
Yeah,
that like things that it's prevented, like with Icona and GBT and stuff with Fisherman's and all that.
It makes a lot of sense if you just think about it and you like play the game casually, because like he's not in the room because they want to do the rehearsal.
Right.
That's what's going on in the vanilla game.
And it does make perfect sense, like you're saying. Just think about it. It's just yeah. I don't know if this is relevant with either of these two. I'm assuming it's not. But I know there are some people who get introduced to randomizers before they ever play vanilla games. Kuiper, don't care. I'm staring at you. I actually don't know how many vanilla games that guy has played before randomizers. And I'm sure there's plenty of people just like that who just learn the rando first. So all of the vanilla behavior that they might know, out the window. Versus the many of us who play these games as either kids or teenagers or young adults or anything. Or even some of us who probably just started playing recently. There's still plenty of Zelda games that I haven't played, for instance.
For me, I don't think I played a game. I played a randomizer of a game that I haven't like played vanilla.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. I don't believe I've ever done that, at least. But it makes sense why some people do. I'm really trying to think. Is there some I've played? Jeez, yeah, I think everything I can think of, I've at least played the beginning of the game before, if not speedrun it before. But yeah, anyways, Tumble Talk
I
proving
didn't
my
see.
has never
I
been
wasn't
relevant.
actually looking to see how FifthWhammy went, but
It went alright. Definitely, or at least I think it was alright, but yeah, I don't think they did anything slow, hit a lot of arrows. Seems like he did it pretty clean. Pretty damn clean doing mode. Axel, I have no idea what that reference is. I'm really sorry. Yeah, Yoshi, I agree. Archipelago is a wonderful little piece of software there that just, like, makes me want to play more randomizers, I feel like.
Yeah, Fifth did soundcheck found Garo and just go mode Snowhead. Because it was East Clocktown 3 and Garo was the third item out of East Clocktown.
Yeah, it saved him a few checks in Snowhead Temple, because otherwise he would have
Gibdo was Snowhead Temple, that's why I... Oh, sorry. Gibdo was Snowhead Temple, that's why I mentioned Fifth was able to go mode it.
No worries, MJ Evans. I am a frequent VOD watcher. In fact, I pretty rarely actually watch live streams unless I'm doing stuff like comms anymore. Just because I'm usually busy or relaxing. Totally get it. But for those of you who did come in today, thank you so much for joining us. I know we probably missed the 2-hour mark 20 minutes ago.
We're getting the... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We did miss the 2-hour marks. I always forget that thing.
I think I saw...
I'm not good with it.
I think I saw someone, it's probably Gigi, saying, like, happy 2 hours, and then my brain was like, I'll respond in a second, and then I just kept going.
I totally missed it.
We're even forgetting things in here. One person forgets 7, and the next forgets a 2-hour. I forget a lot of things.
We're gonna see the 3 non-mirror block checks in Stone Tower Temple. Actually, it's just 2. I think that fairy chest is not shuffled. Never mind. It's just 2.
Yeah, I feel very bad for Merm now, because they're probably thinking, like, oh, this is just, like, a crapshoot. Light arrows are in some stinky spot. That's why the other race haven't finished. Or maybe if they're not thinking that, even just like, yeah, gotta go find them. This is crazy. And then, yeah, Fifth's finish is gonna come in here in a bit. And, yeah. Yeah, sure. I was just reading what you said back a couple times. That is very true. I will say, for as unfortunate as this ending has become, I think this race is a great example of one of the reasons why I love coming in for MMR, just because it's like, there's so much crazy stuff that does happen with logic, and like, I feel like I'm always learning. And it's just like seeing these runners improve for how long I have been watching them. I'm very happy and I'm very impressed, and very interested to see how far they'll both go for the rest of the tournament.
Hi, Mitsuri. For missing items, FifthWhammy's in go, and Murmilio here, Murmy, needs light arrows, but the light arrows are on Evan, and they just ended up missing where they are. I just forgot that. Only what I could understand was like just straight up forgetting to check. And it's playing song of time to get out.
Yeah, so even though it's going to end up making it so that Murmy, because of the missed light, is going to end up probably not finishing. For anyone, especially for anyone who's come in later, this has been an absurdly close race with these two. Or it ended up being absurdly close. With how things played out, this could have been, like, a really cool photo finish. And that is not the last time we will have a close race like that in this tournament. I can guarantee you that. Oh, you're sure? That's awesome. I really enjoy a lot of the states that MMR is in right now, just because there's so many random things that you can do.
I'm still wanting to wait for when the upcoming version like comes out, like whenever Zoe's done with it. There's gonna be like indicators for like the pots and stuff that a lot of people struggle with during mystery.
Ooh, are we getting like visuals, like maybe like gold pots or stuff like that?
I think that it's gonna be like the sparkle thing.
Cool. Yeah, definitely remember at least one race. If Pojo's still here, Pojo remembers the Stictory. Definitely remember a couple mystery races where stuff like pots, for example, that race specifically, it was a pot, was missed. Which would be cool. It would be cool to keep having.
I'm pretty sure there was I'm pretty sure there was a race where a pot was missed and it was light arrow. So
yeah, it was.
oh
it was.
gosh.
You're probably thinking of the same race. I think it was the one where. Actually, speaking of, I think Yoshi, maybe you were there too. It was one of the pots in Ocean Spider House, I think. In that like bottom room.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was Elemental Arrow there, and I think that was your pot. Yes. You did not have the stick of victory, and hence you did not check the pot. So the process maybe. Yeah, Mystery was a really good time. I honestly feel that way about S6 a little bit. I mean, it's definitely a lot less, but like there are definitely some parts of S6 where I feel like runners can get different advantages because there are like different routes that aren't as common in other seasons. I've seen stuff like Elder Goron, like doing that earlier or later, pay out for a lot of runners, and using hot spring water for smithies. It's been really cool. See Ali's meme for the OSH bot. I don't know if I saw that. I'm kind of upset if I didn't. I mean, I might have. It was long enough ago that I could have just, well, say it's long enough ago that I could have forgotten. I don't remember what I had for breakfast today, or most days. So that's not really a factor.
I was gonna say Fifth was probably gonna get nommed on because for this fight you want to be floating during like the middle cutscene, so you're like at the top, so you can swim to the platform. But was at the bottom, so he was in the dive, so he just hit the bottom of the water, like the floor of the arena.
Yeah, Yoshi, we're thinking the same race. That was incredible. That was one of my first matches that I commentated too. I don't think I'll ever quite forget that one. I just remember Cindy coming in later and then like basically just helped calm for the next hour because we were just in pain. Like, no, are they gonna remember? Just feeling so bad for you two. I agree with you, Shell. I think that a lot of people agree as well. At least that's what I've seen, is that a lot of people seem to think ICs... It just makes you think more. And so I think a lot of people find that more interesting. Me personally, that's what makes me enjoy Randomizer more.
You know what I think it might be? It might... With the blast mask, the Gibdo was on the left side of Snowhead. It could just be pointing to Gibdo.
That's true.
I think that's the thing that would make the most sense.
Oh. It makes... I think just by itself it makes sense. It's just... Oh. Yeah, my butt. I would never have been thinking of that. My butt would never have been thinking of that. So Icona access and bombs coming in for some cute bait, and they're connected.
I was trying to think of like anything else. It's like I could like double check on it at some point.
Yeah, I think a bunch of people wanted to see the spoiler log, so hopefully we get the chance to do that and go over it. But yeah, I will say, yeah, Yoshi, I totally agree. And we were actually talking earlier about
we're
MM
finally
Logic.
seeing it. Oh no.
Oh, poor Murm. They can definitely finish now, even if they're willing to go back for it, but... Yeah. Now they know. I don't know, maybe they already
I was
knew.
listening
Really
to Murm's audio, and that was Nancat that was being played by Evan, and I tried to mute it.
No way. Oh, having Nancat just be like, that's evil. That's evil. Murm never did bar, and guess not.
I believe Murm did Manamoroma bar.
Oh, okay. Damn, dude. I will agree, though. Yeah, it's nice that they got it instead of being told after and just having to be like, God. But they were able to, you know, kind of notice it and get it.
Oh, that's not where you want Majora to be.
Oh boy. Majora on 5th side, not being so nice. Though I suppose... When is Majora ever nice?
And
Coates
now
remains pitching a stray.
Have to make sure you're not Zora, so you don't void by getting hit by the fire laser.
Always more perfect. Yeah, I agree. Yo, sure. And GG definitely proves the point, even with the amount of things that Murmy ended up clearing, which is kind of the major time loss that gave Fifth a chance to not only catch up but surpass by the entirety of ISTT. I lost my train of thought.
Oh, was ZFG doing one-hit rando? Oh no.
Oh my god, I've been watching so many of CFG's what is it called? Glue mode? Yeah, glue mode VODs. Oh, they're so much fun. I don't know about one hit. I think that would kill me. Very literally, but also like... Yeah. It is just cool on the low hit randos how it just kind of feels like a horror game where an enemy will just come out of nowhere and it just spooks you and just... You're dead.
Come on, 50, got this.
Oh wait, really? Yo, sure, I didn't know that. You can equip Zora while you're on fire and it still burns Zora. The way it would if Zora fell on fire.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I believe
That's pretty cool. Oh! Getting hit. Fifth! Killing the remains. Oh! Getting it sniped again! No! And there is second phase down. Alright. Round of Wrath. So yeah, just to go over it real quick before the end of the race. Fifth, the winner of this race in just a moment, will be going on to face Boo in the next round. And Murmy is not out of the tournament. They will be heading to loser's bracket, but they are not out. And GG's fifth.
Didn't get trolled on the last phase and kept the stomach at least. It's been nerve-wracking. You don't want Raph to break out because Raph can do Raph things at low health,
Yeah.
So you can get really, really trolled really quickly. And I believe that's a DNF from Murm.
Alright, we have Fifth joining us. GG's Fifth.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you feeling after that?
I'm astonished.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you didn't feel like you should have won that, and I can feel that, I can hear that in your voice. All right, go ahead if you have something to say. I don't want to interrupt.
I'm mostly speechless. This one goes out. I'd like to thank everybody who was rooting for me there. Everybody, who's taught me about MMR, took me under their wing. Everyone who's helped me out and cheered for me in this community because I did it for all of you. I did not expect to win that one. Surely, wow. I once I saw the Romanis on the mountain title deed, it was there was a sliver of hope again, and it turned out it worked out. It turned out it worked out, and I'm astonished. I was definitely shaky on execution today. Didn't sleep super well last night. It's been a long week and it showed, but
Did you and Murm have a chance to discuss what had happened before coming in here, or did anything else go on?
I needed the full 15 minutes to regain my capability of
Understandable. Very understandable. Yeah, I definitely hear you, Fifth, on how you're feeling, though, for sure.
Yeah, so if you didn't see, I believe it was like the 2 hour 30 mark was when Murm picked up the light arrow off of Evan. I believe it was because they forgot the check for like during their previous trip to Zelda Hall and then left while getting the Mountain Deed. Because they didn't bring the Mountain Deed there.
Oh, did they have to re-grab it, or did they do it on cycle
Yeah,
one?
they had to recycle to go back into Zora Hall after beating GBT and then go grab the light arrows from Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
tough.
I mean, this whole story began, when I saw Tingle coming back up, on his, up, down oscillation. Right as I was picking up that silver rupee, and I was like, hey, maybe I can squeeze in the jump slash here, and no, turns out I couldn't. Well, I'll go on. I'm sure I'll get a projectile soon, and
Gotcha.
That was not the
Yeah.
case. And, what a remarkable single that was.
Yeah, that was, I would say, more or less the entire reason that you had any time behind Murmy at all going into the kind of point where they missed lights and were clearing differently. And so...
Yeah. There's that, and then, like, the other, like, big time gains that you didn't have to deal with the fact that healing was on boss warp and you didn't have to chase any bait that was behind it. From what I can possibly imagine, like, the only thing that even makes one, like, even iota sense is that it was healing to get room key for a blast mask. And the reason I think it might be the case, I'm not entirely certain, is because Gibdo is on the left side of Snowhead. Left side of Snowhead Temple.
I believe you are right about that, and it's just crazy if it is the case.
Wow.
Like, that's the only thing that I think makes sense.
I think that works out. I mean, we'll have to request the spoiler log for this one.
We have multiple people who were asking for spoiler log, and I can see why. Just all the bait. Was that the whole talk? Sorry.
What do you want to know? I got it open.
I guess. What? Just the important items in.
So, funny thing.
Spot?
The keg and the mirror shield were both at the top of Stone Tower in those chests.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's where
That's-
Mira was.
But
Surprising.
Goofy.
Well.
so the Guru bomb bag was Spear Zero. So that kind of takes Blast Mask off the thing, doesn't it?
No, I think there weren't any, like, bomb lot checks other than, like, potentially Gipto, so I think it's the only thing that could make sense is that is just getting Gipto.
Looking down the
And I
chain,
think, the bombs were an
said-
option for Gipto probably, because I'm not sure if there's anything that's hard bomb locked. And
Blast Mask is beyond Gibdo in Spears.
Yeah, it probably is, but it still marks it anyway, you know? Because it's
Yeah.
still a way to get Gibdo.
yeah, sometimes logic reduction kicks in, and sometimes it doesn't. And usually it doesn't. Occasionally it does, and I guess this is a case where it didn't. As far as I know,
Right.
yeah, there was no way I was thinking that deeply about it during the seed. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's not something you really think about during the seed. I don't know if Murm will watch the interview part of this back, but I don't know if they were aware that that those hints can point to healing for, like, complete and utter nonsense. But I hope that's at least before the race, mind you. I hope that's something that they'll be aware of going forward through the bracket, because I've definitely seen stuff like this before with healing. It's not out of the question.
Fifth,
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say,
Absolutely.
it did seem like you were aware of it, because there was the point, I think it was when you got New Wave, you just stood there, and we were like, you're definitely realizing something, and it was awesome to watch that, because it was like, their gears are turning. Normally
really
it's
were.
like, oh no, sitting in place, like, but no, screw losing time to that, it's like, you're thinking, and that's
Oh,
great. I was thrilled.
I was seriously expecting eggs to have Sonata, and when they
Yep.
didn't, well, I mean, Sonata cannot be Boss Blue Warp. It can't be behind Healing, if Healing's on Boss Blue Warp. And it's not behind Storms. We know Romani Ranch is, or not Romani, Canyon is foolished out. So yeah, Rush Elder Goron. You know, I had a tough time fully committing because I went and grabbed 200 from the bank, you know, before heading up there, which I didn't need to do, but you know, I had the right idea anyway, and it worked out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then the adrenaline kicked in. Holy heck, I'm in go.
Yeah.
I realized my fingers were shaking too much to make it all the way up the spiral and go on moat form. And then I wasn't nailing pixel shot, that's for sure. And you know, yeah, just going on through. You know, some messy bosses needed a second try at Goat. Botched the quick exit on George. Really tricky Incarnation. Not used to Incarnation being that tough. I'm gonna have to take another look.
Getting
at my
sniped like at least 3 times was at least funny for me, even if it was bad, like quote unquote bad execution. It was still funny to me.
Oh yeah, one of the toughest Incarnation fights I've had. Incarnation
Yeah.
was getting in on the action. The masks were getting in on the action, and yeah, it worked out. It worked out. You know, I think if this were a casual race, I seriously would have considered forfeiting on seeing that tingle, and then again
Yeah,
on
understandable.
completely botching my attempt to get over the fence in Road to Icona. So many little execution goofs, so many big execution goofs, but you know, I stuck it out. I saw it through, and I made enough good decisions and got enough right that I was able to pull it off. You know, GG's to Murmy. I just came in at the end of the stream and they were close behind, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think to kind of quickly go over what Fox was briefing before, if they had gotten the light arrows when they were doing Zora Hall, this race would have been absurdly close. And I think that execution would have entirely been the defining factor in who won or lost. Maybe not entirely, but it would have been tight enough that it would have mattered a lot more. And I think regardless of that fact, you guys both played really well. Both runners just like were able to kind of route in everything that was needed, and it kind of just really came down to how much time is lost to routing things in orders that are losing time, and like missing the tingle and the light arrows was just kind of the defining time loss moments. And then yeah, you kind of read through the healing logic, you were able to go right through. Murmy maybe didn't quite read it and was doing extra checks that you would never have had to do, where you were go moding and you weren't doing healing checks, you weren't doing dungeon checks, and then yeah, story wrote itself from there. But
also, like, this is very relevant. Murmy put off eggs for a while. Opted to do beavers instead of doing eggs, and then didn't get the other bow that was in PFE. So that was also a major factor here.
Yeah, we were talking a lot about when to grab a bow, and it was kind of just like too.
It was like literally, it was like either there or sound check was the options that from our vantage point.
Right. We were also talking about it when we first learned about the projectile logic too, where it was like, do you do beavers or do you just try to find a bow on your way?
Yeah, well, beavers slipped my line for a little while because I got Zora so late. It didn't even occur to me to immediately start considering beavers. Around the time I soared to Great Bay Coast, I realized, hey, beavers is right around here. And I discarded the idea because there's 12 checks sitting right there. Yeah, I guess plus 2 more in PR alongside eggs, and there was a good shot for a bow to pop up there. And hey, it worked out. It worked out. I'd also personally like to thank the bushes in Terminative Field for not giving me bombs when I badly wanted them, because that sent me up to the observatory, which reminded me, oh hey, there's a mountain title dude there. And I was like, holy hell, I missed Goron by like an hour. You know, let's try to take a chance here, just in case, you know, Murmy didn't turn into Deed or whatever.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm not sure when they did or not, but that turned out to be a very good decision. You know, I mean, I think there's a mental game lesson here. You know, because I was definitely noticing during the run all the things I did wrong. But yeah, it's important to remember when you're in a situation like this, you know, that I got a lot of things right too. And
Yeah.
you know, I've learned a lot, I've practiced a lot over the 2 years I've played MMR. And you know, without that experience, without that practice, you know, I don't make it here. But you know, the work I put in, yeah, it still paid off.
Paid off.
Wasn't my cleanest run for
100%.
sure, but the investment paid off, and it's really cool to say that.
Yeah, I will say first things first, if you do end up watching the comps back, we talked a lot about it because specifically from the vantage point of Murmy missing lights, it was just like having to go through the idea like, hey, are the runners like forgetting things, overwhelmed, stressed, like thinking about the race time, thinking about this and that. There was like a million different factors to consider, and it's like nobody would ever blame somebody for making mistakes there, and it's just unfortunate when people do. However, on the flip side, it's like thinking about all the times where you're able to push through it and kind of take advantage of moments where that's not creating problems for you. And yeah, it's kind of awesome to be able to be proud of that and just like, yeah, came out on the other side and got a victory. And that's really, really awesome. And also just from their perspective, Fifth, I remember forever ago, I don't remember exactly what tournament it was, but I remember watching you race like a couple years ago. It must have been, it feels like it was either Zegs or S5, and just watching you race against somebody and like do like a full clear miss a horse race feels like I'm watching a different runner now. I'm so like from the way back crowd, I'm so proud. Like,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I still remember.
You definitely absolutely deserved to win today. I think both runners played really well, and yes, it does suck that like a missed check may have cost Murmy the race. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Obviously, execution could have changed whatever outcome, but you deserve to win, and I firmly believe that you played well. And mistakes in tandem, you go forward, and you'll have a nice round 2 against Boo. I think everyone of your friends will be rooting for you.
I know, and you know, I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna do the best that I can in that race, and you know, I'm gonna make sure to root for Murmy in lower bracket as well. Good effort tonight. Really cool to see them come back to MMR and give Season 6 a shot. They turned in some good results, and you know, they've got a lot to be proud of too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, I think if you're nervous about like doing that jump slash, like definitely practice it if you can. It's just been such a staple, you know. So it's like definitely like when you like before your next match, like I'd say practice it if you can because it's done so often for like every race and everything with the tingle jump slash.
Oh yes, the tingle jump slash. Yeah, usually I've got that right. I don't remember the last time I missed that. Funny enough.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Makes sense. Yeah.
I just rushed it. I saw a window. Hey, I can squeeze through that window, and it turned out I couldn't. You know, I was jittery. Nerves got to me a little tonight, and that was one of the goofs in it.
That happens with this. Like, this
Perfectly
definitely can be very stressful to do. You know.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing to be excited about kind of trying to win and seeing where things go. And I think that comes with, just being nervous about chance of screwing stuff up, being in front of people, stuff like that. And it just makes perfect sense. So totally understand kind of what you're saying. And yeah, I'm just, I'm glad both runners were able to really put on a good show, and just kudos to both of you. Just really well done. And yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Fox. Great to hear from you too.
Yeah.
Hoping to hear from you more. Both on the races and in the commentary booth. For sure. Yeah.
I'll probably keep. I'm gonna keep volunteering. I'm probably just gonna abstain from racing going forward. But I'll still be around.
Oh, yeah. Always nice hearing from you, Fox. All right. I think that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna have myself a nice tall drink.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure to get plenty of sleep too. Nice and relax, and take care of yourself. You earned it.
I'm also, like, the last thing I'll mention. Almotak sent the log to us, and I was able to see that in every dungeon except Stone Tower, healing was marked important. So it's got to be for Gibdo. That's the only explanation.
Oh my god! All right.
Wow. That's
Oy.
astonishing. Gotta love MMR logic.
We may complain a lot, but most of us, we really love this game.
We do. We really do.
All right.
Is that me?
I think it is
That's
your
on you.
turn.
Yeah,
Alright.
go ahead and take us out.
Thanks everyone for coming out. Off to the yard as we go. I've linked the schedule in the chat. There's 2 races tomorrow, 4 on Saturday, and many more to come out to that. So take a look, see if there's anything you want to come and watch out. And we will see you next time.